Hello, hello, hello. We are going back to the other house today. I tried 3, 4 videos every day while we were here. I tried to make videos. I talked for like 40 minutes or 50 minutes and deleted every single one of them again because I didn't like the way I looked. I also didn't like the way I talked. I was just so incredibly like nitpicking, hyper self-critical, self-conscious, insecure, all of it. But anyway, I have nothing else to do right now. I thought might just as well make a video. This is a beautiful rock that we found recently at the beach. It has varicose veins in it. That's why I love it so much, because I feel like I need to pet this rock to make it feel better. But the rock says bullshit. Those are not varicose veins. Those are iron, whatever. Iron deposits, veins. But they look like varicose veins that someone might have on their legs. I don't have that. I'm lucky with that. Yes, this is nice. This is a nice rock. Pinkish. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna go visit the horse on the way to the other house, where I'm going to upload the videos. I'm gonna make a video of the horse, and I'm looking forward to that. Every day has been like really sluggish here. I have been extremely depressed, and although I was productive sewing and doing my artwork, but crying a lot while I was sewing, crying a whole lot. It's the ultimate patience test to sew, particularly by hand, without the sewing machine. I don't like power tools. Okay, I like to do everything with my hand in peace. Take my time. Breathe. While you do it. Be in the now. Be in the present moment. And I was thinking about that earlier when I got up. Be present. Be present wherever we are, whatever we do, no matter how unpresent and unpleasant the present moment feels. Okay, we can make some kind of poetry out of this, because this is the philosophy of inwardness. Meditation. You take your time, even if it takes forever, even if it takes a whole lifetime, to get from one place to the next, psychologically, mentally, physically, whatever. Take time on your journey. Don't race. We see a lot of people racing with their cars, going nowhere basically, but racing. So for different reasons. Impatience, they're not mindful, they're not in the now, they're breathing shallow, they have anxiety, the ego is pushing. The male ego in particular is in this very bad. When there's a woman in the car or two, then they race even more because they have to impress them, right? No, that's wrong. I've seen all kinds of BS already on the road. Oh, I've seen cars going on 2 wheels and incredible stunts that And guess what? I looked closer. 2 ladies in the car with him. He had to impress them. I think one time it was in LA, somewhere out there in Santa Monica Mountains. Then one time on Camino Cielo. Now that's like the stairways to heaven in Santa Barbara, Montecito area. Okay. The Stairways to Heaven road. It goes up to Agua Caliente. There are 2 hot springs. They're called Agua Caliente. Agua Caliente means hot water. This belonged to Mexico, that entire area, once in history. Okay, the settlers took it over, just seized it, which is wrong, So, but it is what it is. We drove up with our 2 dogs, Ludwig and Samantha, a long time ago, going up to Agua Caliente hot springs, as we are hot spring enthusiasts. Okay, and that was not that far away from LA. So from here, it's like it would be like 2 weeks driving, if you take your time, of course. So, but no. I love that road, So Camino Cielo means the song of the sky. So, and it's kind of like, that song Stairways to Heaven, in a way, by Led Zeppelin. So it meanders its way steep up to a very high mountain where the hot springs are, flowing out and down in streams. And so on our way up, promptly I think it was the weekend, which we learned the hard way. Never go on the weekends. There was a guy with 2 or 3 girls in his Jeep coming down, and the road is narrow. We had to push all the way to the side for them to get past us. And what does he do? He is a stunt guy, He goes on 2 wheels passing by us. And the girl's like, don't get me a heart attack, okay? So I would say, okay, now pull over, let me get out. I'm walking back, even if it takes me a whole month. So, but anyway, it is what it is. We drove all the way to Agua Caliente, and it was nice, then an asshole came. I mean, I can write a whole book about asshole stories. I can just, asshole anecdotes, I'll call it, the title of the book. So, let's say I make 100 chapters out of it. Asshole anecdotes. And each chapter contains 50 pages. I'll make a real big book out of that. Like the Bible of asshole philosophy. So yeah, an asshole came and turned up his boombox. He went to the hottest jacuzzi. There were 3 they were cascading down. The hottest was the highest, of course, then it flows into the middle one, which we used, and that flows into a lower one, which some women use with their little children. So, but now I sat in the pool that was fed by that fat guy with the boombox. And he was smoking, and it was like red flag, red bar crust for me. I got out. I was angry. I complained, which doesn't do any good, because then he just takes offense and he'll complain about us. Some bullshit stuff. So we left there, And I was so angry I wanted to go back home. And I don't know if that was the same day or it was another time we went to Agua Caliente, and there were two guys with one woman, and the woman had to go back to Santa Barbara. She was working as a waitress, and the two guys didn't want to go yet. They wanted to stay there. So they actually forced us. They literally forced us. They blocked us in, so we couldn't get past them until we take the girl with us. And that was real hardcore. We only had that Geo Metro. I wasn't as fat yet as I am now, so I had to squeeze in. The dogs weren't as fat yet, Ludwig and Samantha, and we had to all squeeze together in the back. And the girl sat on the passenger seat. And it's kind of, I mean, this is really rude, when someone blocks you in and forces some service out of you. You're forced into giving a service. That's kind of like, I mean, that's really abusive. That's enslavement. And I was really pissed about that. Oh man, I was pissed. I mean, those stories are just endless stories, okay? Endless. Alright, but whatever. But that doesn't take my love away for all living being, including that girl, and even those pushy guys. They're just psychopathic, narcissistic kind of guys. That's what they are, So it is what it is. You have to have a robot to protect you in this world. That's what a robot that is loaded with ammunition at all times. So that you can go in the hot springs naked. You don't have to have your Glock tethered to your thigh. That wouldn't work in the hot springs. So no, you have your robot, and the robot says, "Is there a problem here? No, we're all good. Thank you. Bye. I'm so glad I have the hot springs all to myself now. Sharing it with my robot, but the robot won't go in. Unless the robot is waterproof, but the robot doesn't care really about that kind of stuff. So yeah, I go in hot springs, the robot is there protecting me. Life is good, yeah? So but right now, unfortunately, we live in a world of assholes. It is what it is. And I almost left again with the van. I was so devastated. I feel like, what am I doing here? I'm sitting here and there are people suicidal out there that I need to help. I don't even have internet. I can't even go to the suicide prevention group. I always check and see who left a message. I see on that group page and see what's going on. Can I help? Can I give someone encouragement, empowerment tools? Okay, so there's tons and tons of suicidal teenagers out there, and the lady who blew the whistle on Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook is my hero. Okay, that lady, the whistleblower, is my hero. Okay. For a long time I thought Mark Zuckerberg was creative or was a great entrepreneur. I read a book about him, but yeah, that book was written like by a woman who seemed to be afraid of him, sort of. That's kind of like the impression that I got. Like she was like extra careful. So no, I just recently gave the book to that lady that came over. But I took notes in that book, so lots of notes, to make sure that I add that what the other, I'm seeing the other stories, or see all those different things that on the internet, that where I come to my own conclusions, of course. And not necessarily against Mark Zuckerberg, but my own observations on Facebook. Not everything works very well, obviously. I already observed that the kind of the arrangement of interaction, they send you friend invites from people that haven't even sent you a friend invite. I know this for sure because I got a friend invite from a Basset Hound breeder who does not like me. And I accepted it, hoping in the back of my head that she did, but I already kind of knew she didn't. And then I knew, this is Bordel Mama pushing Johns onto the mamas or whatever, or in whatever form, particularly in that form that's happening. And so that's why I called Mark Zuckerberg the Bordel Mama. Particularly Bordel Mama, because he deserves that insult. He also deserves a delicious cake in the face with some mud added to it. Definitely some bentonite, hydrated sodium bentonite clay that is has a gray color, grayish blue. You push that into his face, okay? And he's not allowed to wash it off for all day long. And it cakes on and flies go on. They lay their eggs. No, that lady, the whistleblower, she's my hero. She should get a World Peace Prize. Okay, so for sure. She needs to get awarded for that. But she doesn't. She's not, because everywhere we go, United Nations, everything is infiltrated with corporate agenda people, greed-based people, people who only see profit. They don't have a vision. They're not visionaries. They don't see into the future, what that does to them and all of us. Okay, they are greed-based behavior. They're cognitively disconnected, most people. They go by what makes them the money right now, this moment. What it does to others, they don't want to think about it. They don't think about it. They deliberately don't think about it. As Facebook, they have the statistical data, what their particular setup on their website does to teenage girls. They chose to ignore it. It pushes them into suicide. The suicide rate among teenage girls had gone drastically up. Okay, they ignored. They choose the extra profit they make on the way they set these interactive features up, okay, including friend invites from people who haven't even sent you a friend invite. But then they later on they'll say, yeah, but that just showed up, blah blah blah. They already figure everything out, so they know which excuses they can use. They have every excuse already lined up in the back of their heads, or pre-discussed with the staff, But among the staff was one angel soul, and she blew the whistle. So, and that's why they took Facebook. They put it on sleep mode or whatever for one day, because they were probably trying to hide things. So during those hours. But all of this is very upsetting, and I want to help. I want to help. I want to do something to help, so that they don't have to suffer. I want to tell teenage girls, you are beautiful and powerful just the way you are. You don't have to prove to a guy that you are a girl, okay? You don't have to show your nudes, okay? You don't have to show your vagina to some shit asshole, okay? Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, you are a girl, you are a real woman, you are real women, okay? Real women, yes, and I say it, okay? Real women, okay? There are some trannies in the world. That's because overpopulation causes stress to the mother, causes stress in the growing embryo, blah, blah, blah. I already talked about this many times. That can lead to embryonic developmental stagnation. Okay, this has been proven. This is a biological fact, okay? And it becomes more and more difficult, more and more bisexual, more and more gay people, everything on that scale, right? But there's a whole bunch of straight girls also, like myself, who are then on the internet accused, if we don't comply with the asshole, with the psychopath, then we are accused of being a man. And for a girly girl, that feels bad. That feels bad to our egos, because our egos have latched on to being a girly girl. That's what we are biologically, and the ego latches onto this naturally. And the hater, the psychopath, knows that and utilizes that, because if she's insecure, if she is made really depressed, where she feels like now she needs to prove to him that she's a real girl, which happened with Amanda Todd, who then they blackmailed her for the nudes. Then it just got worse and worse and worse, and that was publicized in her school. Everyone laughed about her, and she ended up committing suicide. A young girl, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. And that's not one single case. This is happening all the time, and I think it's escalating, that situation. And teenagers are particularly dependent on friends, social acceptance, and all of this. They're not stabilized enough yet psychologically to withstand all of that, the social pressure, the peer pressure, and the ridicule. They want to fit in, they want to be liked, they want to be accepted. They want to be part of something, part of a community, I'm kind of different because I have Asperger's, so that I don't fall into this as much, But I still, a little bit, I can see where they're coming from. So also psychologically, but cognitively, I understand the whole picture of it. So when I was 13, I didn't want to be in competition, so I made myself really weird. So because I didn't want to be I wanted to be out of that toxic competition shit that was going on. And I really wanted to be fat and wanted to look like my baby brother, sort of, because I linked up baby brother, chubby love, So that was the association that was going on. So when I was 13, my body started to grow, and I was like, I was still a child in my head, and all of this was men looking at me made me feel like, instead of like today, I like it, right? But in the past, when we're children in the brain, even if the body is very strongly developing, at 12 and 13, that was the case for me, then we're completely overwhelmed with male attention. We can't process that in our heads. We're still children, and it made me feel ugly, actually, for some strange reason. So I also know it probably docked onto sexual abuse that had gone on in my life very early on, that was very traumatizing, and I feel very much compassion for all teenagers, particularly teenage girls, so what they're going through. So I want to help. Then I'm here, I can't do anything, So this is not really ASMR, but I mean, I hope I get the point across here. No. Nah. But, I feel stuck here. That's what the problem is. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward with my life at all. This is a hermit type of situation that is totally unproductive psychologically. So it's like, okay, we're going to be here for 4 or 5 days, then we're going back to the other house, and we'll be there for 4 or 5 days. It's like, yeah, something is happening. We're going to the other house. And then at the other house, I want to see the horse, I want to see animals, and then we have to come back here, and then the same situation. I may be sewing and all of this, but inside of me is attention. I'm tense because I'm not doing exactly what my soul has set out to do in this lifetime. And then I don't know how to move forward. I mean, this is a stuck situation, really bad. I'm not a bloody captive, okay? I would be if I was with the hacker. That I would be so bloody. My gosh. Meat hook, yeah? That gets you pretty bloody, the meat hook. No, I'm not a bloody captive. I am my own prisoner of pain, okay? It's a psychological captivity that I put myself into, I should not have done it. But I own up to it, It's my mistake. I made that mistake. But anyway, so I make videos. That's basically what I can do in terms of that's the only thing that really and also commenting and trying to help people on the internet. But making videos is what I can do on the internet, but I really, in terms of getting truth across, talking about truth, talking about my own life, the imperfectness of my life situation. I have ego, I have mental illness, okay. I don't have a perfect character or anything, but I want to make it better. I have jealousy. Paul saying, jealousy is bad. That doesn't help me. That doesn't help any teenage girl out there. What helps a teenage girl is if mama goes over and says, hey, I get you, I see you. I see your suffering. I know what you're feeling because I'm feeling it. I've been feeling it my whole life. Okay? I know what's going on. I want to help. I want to create something. I want to create an alternative to religious institutions. We need to create an alternative gathering center. Some kind of therapy help center, some kind of community center where people can meet. We can call it therapy help center, but then people will be probably afraid to go there because then their egos will think, oh, if I go there, then I label myself a patient, or a lot of people have shame issues with that. So maybe we should just call it community center, the open door therapy help center. Community center, okay? Free from religion, I'll put a sign on the door that says, leave your religion on the wardrobe hook outside. So, come on in without the religion. You're welcomed, but your religion is not. And then we can do something, we can actually work on what is going on with us psychologically. We can if we want to. You don't have to. We can cook together. We can do all kinds of things that are productive, that move things forward and make things better in the world. Okay? I want to have group session every day from 3 to 6 for 3 hours. Group sessions that are monitored, that are filmed by different camera people. If people feel something or cry or not is completely up to them. But have that group session where we can actually talk about stuff. Also about political stuff. We talk about anything that's on your mind that bothers you. Things that where you feel like you want to help, you want to improve something. Things need to be improved. We need to discuss the problems that are going on in the world. We can bring a notebook too. A productive group conversation and interaction. Okay? If feelings come up, that's good, Welcome that. Okay? We have a padded wall. You can throw yourself against the padded wall as we had in primal therapy. Okay? I have used that many times. I ran against it with my fist against that. One time I came there with what I did is I stuffed red dishwashing gloves with something, I guess toilet paper or something. And then I put it in the sink and I poured red acrylic paint over it. And I took a photo of it. And then I took those hands, cut off hands. I brought it to the center. It was sometime around Halloween also. I didn't know that my friend Elsa, who I was living with, was doing something similar. I had no idea. We were both living there together, and each was doing something similar in their own bathroom at the same time. 3333. Thank you, Blue God. So that was very bizarre. And I came into the center. We both came into the center at almost the same time too. We didn't even go there together. So I don't know how this. And then she came in there real angry. I came into the group session room real angry. And I even had a knife with me, but only like to express my emotions. But that was against the rules there at the center. And my therapist, Jonty, helped me through this. That was absolutely fantastic. He thought I was going to stab him, but of course I wouldn't. I'm not a violent person. I just wanted to make a point on how I feel. I had these bloody gloves with me, and everyone was scared. My boyfriend at that time, he was at my place, and I was making an acrylic painting with someone stabbing someone, And he said, I'm afraid of you. Oh. I said, well, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm just expressing my emotions. And that's what I want to offer to the world, okay? You guys take care. Bye-bye.